So what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the next Division 2 update. And how big can this update really be? And we're also going to look back at one of the most ambitious updates ever in Division franchise history. And I'm talking about, it was the biggest free update that we've ever had in Division 1 or Division 2. And we'll actually take a look at that. And then that could actually lead to what we might see for the Division 2. And that's why I'm very excited for this update. Now, we don't really know, but we can only speculate, and hopefully in time we'll actually find out more. But I do want to go back to a line that they wrote in an article from the Division 2 official website. This line right here says, "This title update will be our most ambitious to date." Now, it also talks about right here, it says, "We have made the decision to move the new season, game mode, and associated content release to February 2022. And we know that's been delayed, and we're all predicting around May after this season. But that could actually get pushed back. But as of right now, it looks like based on the way the season lines up and the new content, that's when we should get it. But the one sentence I want you guys to think about is this one right here. This title update will be one of the most ambitious to date. Now, if we look back at Division 1, Division 1.8, which was actually one of the biggest updates we've ever had that revitalized the Division franchise forever. Well, let's take a look at this.
Welcome to the largest ever free update of Tom Clancy's The Division.
It was.
In this update, the Rikers, Cleaners, and LMB have all joined forces in a bid to wipe you out.
This is where we got West Pier. It was an expansion.
Unlocks a huge new area, the West Side Pier.
So expansion to the map, which
explore this new map extension that includes Camp Clinton, a new operations base for all agents. Resistance is a new mode within the West Side Pier area.
A new PvE mode?
Work with your team against waves of enemies that become stronger and more numerous as you advance. Defeating these waves rewards you with resources, opening up new areas, and setting up powerful defenses. Don't forget, cooperation is key if you want to succeed. As well as the resistance mode, we're adding skirmish.
They brought a new
Pit your team in
PvP mode, and they brought skirmish. First time we saw skirmish in Division 1, it was free.
Rewards. The first team to reach 20 kills wins the match. New challenges need new weapons. In 1.8, we've introduced exotic new guns to give you new options for your arsenal.
They brought new weapons, which a lot of people want to see.
Engagement rules in the Dark Zone.
They changed the way the Dark Zone operated. With, I think Dark Zone 2.0, I think is what they were calling it.
1.8 also brings changes to Underground mode. We've added checkpoints, as well as hunter enemy types, to make the sessions more challenging.
And they made changes to the Underground. So if we look at this, we're gonna pause it right here in a second. They had a new area, West Side Pier, so they expanded the map, which I think they could probably do with Warlords, right? They brought a new game mode. Well, they actually brought two. They brought Resistance, a PvE mode, Skirmish, a PvP mode. So there was actually two modes, which I don't think we'll get two modes here, but we'll probably get one mode. They brought new guns, exotic new weapons, which we already believe that's going to happen with the new season. There's going to be new gear, new weapons. That's what we're predicting. Dark Zone 2.0, which was a lot different. It was just the way the rogue mechanics worked. A lot of people liked 1.0, and then the Underground, they added hunter and checkpoints, changes to the Underground. What was really cool about this update is it just brought a substantial amount of content, right? It brought a bunch of players back. I want to say when Division 1.8 came out, so many people came back to the game. We had new players trying it out. It was a bunch of free stuff, and it actually really ironed out a lot of the kinks in the Division 1, and it was one of those updates that was free, that was ambitious, and that is what they're saying could be the Division 2 update. And that's why I get excited when I think about it. I think about what we know so far. So if we go take a look, currently we know about the specialization change. So we had 2 intelligent annexes, if you guys don't remember, and they've already talked about a couple things. They're revamping the specialization, where it's going to be a linear level progression for the specialization tree, and those points that you currently have, you can spec into different things. So that means if you want to use the gunner's specialization weapon, right, the big machine gun, you can use that with the sharpshooter specializations. Like, you can swap between and gain it, and you'll just pick and choose. You'll use your points to build out your specialization tree, which I think is actually going to allow players to play how they want to play, right? Versus having to use a sharpshooter if you want to get more headshot damage, right? So I think that's actually a really cool thing. And I think what's really going to be cool is this right here. This is one thing that I did like. It says the specialization tree focuses on 3 elements: signature weapons, armor kits, and grenades. For grenades and armor kits, we want to provide alternate uses for these consumables, which may be triggered instantly in addition to their standard behavior. So you're not only going to be able to use the armor kits based on this the way they are now, but you'll be able to use them instantly. So if you guys remember in Division 1, when you were PvPing or when you were running around, if you were getting low on health, you could pop it and instantly get that health, right? They're going to change that. Supposedly, based on this, you'll be able to get that full armor bar back just by the tap of a button versus having to hold it down, stand in place, which I think will change the game, at least on the PvP side. And I think some people on the PvE side will actually enjoy it too, instead of having to hide behind corners if they want to have that fast gameplay. And I like that. The power of choice is what they wanted to focus on this new specialization tree. And if you guys want to see the full article, you guys can go take a look at that. And then we have the intelligence annex expertise. And then really to sum this up, the expertise is a new way for players to improve their equipment with upgrades to base values like damage, armor, and skill stats. When you become fully proficient with an item, you're able to improve it based on the global expertise level. And then to gain proficiency, you equip the items, you get kills, XP, and you can use those points. You will be able to use your materials and duplicates to speed up the process. So this is just going to be another way for you to min-max your builds, make you a little bit stronger. And I think it's actually a great idea. So they're actually improving the game mechanics with the new specialization tree, with the new expertise system. And now we know we do get a new game mode, which we haven't heard. We know there's a new season coming. So obviously the new season will probably bring new exotics, new gear that you guys can farm for. So it's turning out that this can actually be as big as the Division 1.8. The one thing I think will be crucial is, will we get a new area to play? Will they expand on Warlords of New York? I'd rather them expand Warlords of New York than expand DC. I think Warlords of New York has a great atmosphere, and if the map was just a little bit bigger, if there was more control points, if there was more areas to actually farm gear, people would actually farm there a lot more. Right now, it's just not enough area. Most people farm in DC if they need a farm. And then the game mode, I don't know what the game mode is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a PvE mode / PvP mode. I don't know if it's just going to be a new PvE mode, maybe a version of Resistance. Who knows? But I will tell you that I'm very excited because I remember what they did with 1.8 and how big of an update it was. It's been 2 years since our last update, right? 2 years since we've gotten anything from the Division 2. And I think this is actually a really big possibility of us getting something as big as 1.8. And I want to know, what do you guys think we're going to get? Do you guys think we're going to get some huge free update that we saw in 1.8? Or do you think it's going to be a little bit smaller? What do you think are the realistic expectations for the next free update for the Division 2? I just hope they don't fumble the bag. They have a community who is ramping up. I hear people talking all the time, yeah, I'm getting back into the game, I'm excited for the new update, I can't wait for it to come. And I feel like players are waiting. Vets who are taking breaks playing other games, they're still waiting to see what we're going to get. And I think it could be something very special. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I just want to do a little quick update on what I think could possibly be the next major update, how big it can be, and hopefully you guys are excited like me. We have if our estimates are correct, about 2 months, and that's gonna fly. That's gonna be right here before we know it. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one, but until then, hey, nothing but skills out.